Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Crypto Report. I'm Crypto Kip, guys, and there is some news today. A lot going on, actually. We even had a blackout on Solana overnight. I think it was down for about 5 hours. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about some of the big news going on. Bitcoin is seemingly ready to explode, and Janet Yellen wants crypto laws. But is this good or is this bad? Well, we're going to listen to some of the comments coming from Janet Yellen herself today and get through some stories. There's a lot of stories going on, including fake IDs with KYCs for exchanges. And you might know what I'm talking about there, guys. Just about every single exchange out there, you need KYC now, and people are finding their way around it. So let's get into it, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome if you're just joining us. Glad to have you, Oser, in the chat. Good to see you, my brother. Let's get right into it. This is the Crypto Report, guys. We do live streams every single weekday. How it goes, I say it every day, and I want to let you know if you're new, this is how it goes. We're going to look at some of the charts. We're going to let some people join this stream. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the news stories for the day, go over some of the current news, and then we're going to do a little Q&A at the end and take some questions throughout the video, guys. If you like this kind of content and you like crypto, then smash that like button. It's the number one thing you can do to support your favorite YouTubers out there. Welcome, guys. So Bitcoin today, right now I'm on the 5-minute candles, just kind of looking at what's been going on this morning. Had a little bit of a move up this morning, and it's doing all right today, sitting at about $43,000. If you go out to the 4-hourly candles and you kind of see what the story is, we've recently bottomed at about $38,000, which was the most recent stopping point that I called for Bitcoin on this channel. We were looking at some key levels, and I just kind of cleaned the slate on my Bitcoin chart here. And as you notice, a lot of my lines are gone. I'm going to be drawing some new lines later today. I want to kind of refresh the strategy, look at some new fresh key levels, and kind of take a fresh approach, because we came out of this wedge that we were looking at for a while, and everybody's trying to decide what comes next. Inevitably, a bull market is on the way. There is some fear, though, that this is a sign of a little bit of a temporary top for Bitcoin. What we're seeing is this big wick on a red candle on the monthly time frame for the total market cap. Bitcoin's been holding strong. Some altcoins have slipped, like the BRC20 market cap coins. Those are going down a little bit right now as Bitcoin's kind of been deciding what it wants to do. So looking at this, it tells you kind of an interesting story where, you know, maybe this is just a one-off month where altcoins were showing some weakness and Bitcoin is kind of holding strong. Now we've got another monthly candle here. So far we started the year for crypto overall in the red, and February is green right now. Bitcoin is currently in the green for January and February. Altcoins, however, are lagging behind. The way that it plays out, guys, the Bitcoin halving is coming up. We see Bitcoin rally through that halving, and then altcoins start to rally as money pours into Bitcoin. It kind of comes out, people take profits, buy some altcoins, get a little bit more risk on, and then we see parabolic altcoin rallies. That is what we're waiting for. Let's look at some of the big movers on the day and what's going on. For those of you just joining us, welcome, everybody. Good to see you, Billy Goat, Emmy, HC in the chat. Good to see you, friends. Smash the like button, and thanks for joining, folks. Fear and Greed Index, a little more, neutral today. Still neutral, still kind of sitting right in the middle, which means people don't really know what's coming next. We're not ultra greedy. Not everybody's panic buying today. We don't see that meme coin frenzy that we were seeing over the last couple months for Solana. Things are kind of cooled off. There's always a meme coin moving. Honk today is up 89%. That was a recent meme coin that I saw a lot of people talking about on Solana. I myself am staying away from some of those memes. Jupiter, obviously big. But let's talk a little bit about Solana. So one story we're going to get into later on is the blackout on Solana. Meanwhile, Solana's only down 1% on the day. There was a complete and total blackout on the Solana network, and Solana's only down 1% on the day. It is the 5th largest cryptocurrency by market cap, just behind Binance, and at one point it even flipped Binance. Solana is certainly showing some strength, but I do believe there's going to be some competitors that come up. Kronos, I think, is going to be one of those big competitors. Cardano, Avalanche, a lot of these big chains that just aren't getting the excitement that Solana has. I think inevitably they're going to show some strength when the full-fledged bull market comes. Solana's the first mover, does not mean that it's the last mover. I'm still bullish on it. I think you could see an $800, maybe even $1,000 Solana in this bull cycle. But Legacy Legisman in the chat saying, how's the coffee and why do I have a feeling Crow will explode? Crow, I think, will explode. How's the coffee? Missing from my life. In fact, I made some cold calls this morning. I'm in sales. I made some cold calls. I dialed some strangers, and it didn't go too well because, I just didn't have the energy. I just didn't have the coffee. I'm out of coffee. I got to get some more coffee. But thanks for the question, Legacy. So guys, let's look at some of the bigger movers on the day. What's moving today in the last 24 hours? We have Ethereum name services, which recently just had a little partnership with GoDaddy, Immutable X, Gnosis. Optimism's moving again, which is decent to see. These layer 2 solutions for Ethereum, a lot of people are getting ready for some explosive moves out of these things. Let's see what we got here. It was up to about $4 recently, currently down to $3.22. Yeah, kind of hit a peak in January, and it's trying to make its way back up right now with $3 billion market cap. I think this one's going to have a lot of big moves later in this bull cycle on a lot of these big exchanges. And OKX, guys, I'm really impressed with OKX. It's really one of the biggest exchanges out there right now, and I think OKX and Crypto.com, I think, are going to be the two biggest names in crypto when it comes to exchanges, outside of Coinbase, of course. Coinbase, OKX, and Crypto.com, I think those are going to be the biggest exchanges. I think Binance is going to continuously lose traction compared to some of these other ones. And we'll get to why I think that is here in a little bit. But let's look at some of these other big movers on the day. Let's look at some of the big losers for the day. Monero is down, delisting from, I saw there was a delisting of Monero from, I think it was Binance, I want to say, which is killing Monero right now. These delistings are brutal to coins. It hurt XRP. XRP held up actually amazingly strong when all of its delistings came into the forefront. Monero, though, is getting crushed, which is a privacy coin. Me personally, I've never been very bullish on privacy coins because it's kind of like a middle finger to the government. It's like, we want to hide, we want to be secretive, I want my privacy, I don't want anybody to know who I'm transacting with, and that's when you can kind of get, a lot of people talk about bad players in crypto. Well, these are the coins where the government might think shadier things are going on. So this delisting is probably Binance just trying to stay compliant with things, delisting Monero. I'm not really so surprised to see this. I never had any interest in Monero myself. This was a coin that I thought about back in 2017 because it was like one of the couple hundred coins that was on anybody's mind, but it kind of had its day. Not every coin is going to live forever. Now, this coin is still at rank number 42, still a $1.8 billion market cap, and it may survive. I don't know. Some people think that there's a huge utility for these privacy coins. I think DeFi has its own sense of privacy. It's private enough for me personally, but let me know what your thoughts are on this Monero delisting that was in the stories in the news today. This was very interesting. Helium, I saw some rumors that there might be even a Coinbase listing, which could be very interesting, and it's strange to see that it's down today. But there are a lot of big coins that are down over the last 7 days as well. Let's look at some of those, because if you're looking to dollar cost average in, well, Jupiter's at 50 cents, still might have some more downside. SEI is one that I know people are very excited about. Right now we see optimism moving. SEI still cooled off, 20% down over the last 7 days. SAT's one of the biggest meme tokens on BRC20. That is tokens on Bitcoin, down 20%. When you're looking for tokens to buy, I like to shop in the last 7 days double-digit losers category and search for the ones that I like the most. Injective. A lot of people are bullish on Injective, down 15%. Could it go down lower? Certainly, guys. These could certainly go down lower. These coins were very, very hot. A lot of these coins were very, very hot, cooling off. And so how much do they cool off? Anybody's guess. You could look at some of the technicals. I'm not going to go into the technicals for Injective or Bonk right now, but these are tokens that when a full-fledged bull market comes, I expect a little bit of a rebound. Kenneth Kwan, good to see you. CLQ is up 20%. Very good. Those meme coins on Avalanche are moving today. That is great to see. Let's look at some of the biggest gainers here over the last 7 days. Flare, Dimension, Chainlink. I know so many people are bullish on Chainlink. I've seen a lot of YouTube influencers talking about that, and it's so interesting to see these crypto influencers in the space talking all about the same projects, but like Kronos, everybody ignores Kronos. BRC20s, nobody that's of any significant size in crypto YouTube or on crypto Twitter is really talking about BRC20 tokens. There was a flash of a moment where MM Crypto was talking about it. I saw like Crypto Amaran or crypto, I think it's what his name is, talking about Welsh, recently, which is a meme token on BRC20. But I think, and not to dig at anybody out there, but what I've been thinking more and more about lately is, we live in a world where we think we have all the information all the time because you turn on the TV, you turn on Twitter, you turn on YouTube, and you see some of the biggest names say certain things. And then you see them all saying the same thing. And all of a sudden, there's this new thing that comes along. But the trick is that there is oftentimes something that's not being explored at any given time. And so I think right now what a lot of these big influencers are missing the boat on, personally, across the board, is BRC20s. This is building DeFi on Bitcoin and Kronos chain and other competing chains that just aren't getting the hype they deserve, like Cardano, for example. I know there's a huge community for Cardano, but inevitably, I think it's going to do very, very well. And I think the majority of people that, in this crypto space are going to start talking about it after it's probably too late. And, myself, I'm guilty too. I don't really talk a lot about Cardano. So, you can't cover them all. And so I get that. But I am disappointed to see that these BRC20 tokens and a lot of the Kronos plays are just completely ignored by majority, by the masses, right? A lot of echo chambers in crypto. That's, one of the unfortunate things is you're in an echo chamber and then you're stuck in it. It kind of goes to the same thing with politics here, like in the U.S. We are extremely political here in the U.S. If you're on the right or you're on the left, I hate your side. I hate your side. There's like this weird thing going on in our country where you're not even going to acknowledge the other side. And it's just something where we're in these echo chambers and you're not willing to take in any new information. We need to be willing to take in new information as voters, as citizens of a country, and as investors, right? You need to be open to taking in new bits of information so that we can learn about what's coming next. Because who cares what is now, right? We can look at what's good now, but we also want to look at what's good for the future. Like, I don't know, maybe Alex Labs could be really good for the future. That's a token that I'm really bullish on. This is one of the big DeFi plays for Bitcoin, a super app for Bitcoin DeFi. I'm super bullish on it. Only $170 million market cap or something like that. Really cooled off right now. Think it's a decent buying opportunity. For those of you guys that are just joining us, welcome everybody. Welcome. We're going through some of the charts. I got some news stories that I'm going to share with you guys today. Going to get into some of this news here in a little bit, but I want to take you through some of the things that I'm seeing here on the charts. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin sitting at $43,085. Doing all right. I'd like to see, a big breakout here out of BTC, but the truth is, guys, and we've talked about it for a while, there is the opportunity for us to see a broader retracement at some point. It could be right before the Bitcoin halving. It could be right after. You look at this overall market cap, this red candle here on the month of January could be showing a little bit of a bearish sign. Altcoins are kind of falling off. The fear is coming in. We see the fear and greed index neutral right now. Bitcoin recently had the buy the rumor, sell the news event with the spot Bitcoin ETF. We came down. We're trying to come back up. We found a bottom at about 38K. That's kind of our last little bottom, but we're going to need to see a breakout really above this recent peak. That's what we're going to want to see. And we don't really want to see ourselves fall down below $38,000. If we do fall down below $38,000, then I would say we're probably going to fall lower, down to $32,000, maybe even $30,000. And that is all on the table, guys. This is something we talk about all the time. But regardless, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Kronos, all your favorite coins are still on a discount. Everything's on a discount until we hit previous all-time highs, and we are still so darn far away. Right now, Ethereum, just from the recent high that it had, we are 15% away from our recent high. You could get a 15% gain if Ethereum just goes back to the high that it was at on January 24th. 15% gains, you can't even get that in the S&P 500 in a year. It might take you 2 years to get that type of gain in the S&P 500, unless the S&P has a very spectacular year, which arguably S&P 500 might have a very, very spectacular year. Kenneth Kwan says, George talked about Alex yesterday. Yes, George from Cryptos R Us has talked about Alex Labs a little bit. I saw him do one video specifically on it. I've heard him mention it a couple times. George has got to get the credit he deserves because he is a guy that continues to kind of explore for new things and is bringing you information. And there's others out there that are acknowledging BRC20s, guys. I'm trying to kind of pound it into my audience's brain because I have such high conviction on the BRC20 plays. Also, I personally own a lot of Alex Labs, and I'm not just trying to pump my bags. I really believe in it. I'm a guy that puts my money where my mouth is. My mouth is saying I'm bullish on Alex Labs. I bought a bunch of Alex Labs, and I bet you that George has some exposure to it too. And I'm so glad to see that somebody like that, who's got such a big audience, is talking about Alex Labs and some of these other things, building on stacks. It's so good to see. But on the broader community, you guys and I, we all know that there is something just totally being missed by the masses, and nobody's acknowledging the BRC20 space. Nobody's acknowledging the Kronos space in the masses, right? There's a couple outliers. George has been doing a great job. There's some others out there. Can't name them all. I don't watch them all. I'd like to, but ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ron Wilson says, I'm going to sell my 1799 through 1803 draped bust dollar rare coin collection for $15K. Oh my goodness, a coin collection worth $15K. Sounds like some crypto coins to me. The Wireman says, start covering BTC Layer 2, CKB Nervos Network. Please, I can check that out. CKB Nervos Network. I will check it out. Let me write a note. I'll check it out because I am looking at Layer 2s aggressively right now. CKB Nervos Network. I'll check it out. Maybe even later on the stream, we'll check it out. But I am bullish on Layer 2 solutions being built on Bitcoin. So I just took a little bit of a note. I am open to hearing from my community, guys. You know, I don't do financial advice, but heck, I'm willing to consider your comments and looking at things, and maybe I'll use your advice. I don't know. I don't think that's against the law, right? I'm not going to give you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to sit here and talk and hopefully spark some ideas for you so that you guys can go out and do some more research and make some money. And you know what? I'm going to take some thoughts from you guys too, because we can learn from each other here. We can learn from each other. Now, let's get into some of the big things. Now, I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. I'm a Joe Brogan kind of guy. He owns 5.24 Bitcoin, worth over 226K. Joe Rogan's ready for a bull market. Are you guys? This is very big to see. He's talked about Bitcoin several times on his podcast. We're in a very bullish time, guys. Let's look at some of the recent comments coming from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and what she had to say about crypto.
Council is focused on digital assets and related risks, such as from runs on crypto asset platforms and stablecoins, potential vulnerabilities from crypto asset price volatility, and the proliferation of platforms acting outside of or out of compliance with applicable laws and regulations. Applicable rules and regulations should be enforced, and Congress should pass legislation to provide for the regulation of stablecoins and of the spot market for crypto assets that are not securities. We look forward to continuing to engage with Congress on this. With this overview, I look forward to taking your questions on these.
It's so interesting to see all these people with white hair running our government that, you know, are so slow to speak, just a slow talker. But, you know, I don't know why. I'm feeling sassy towards Janet Yellen. But it is good to see that Congress is being called upon for crypto legislation. This is scary and good. This is good and bad. You see there that she talks a little bit about how we need to get the tokens that are not securities regulated. We need legislation for these. She wants to pass legally the ability for us to utilize stable coins. You know, the details on that. Let's see how this all plays out. But we need to see regulation here in the U.S. on crypto so that we can just kind of get this whole SEC debacle behind us. But the problem here with what she's saying is, you know, she says the coins that are not securities. So she's like kind of acknowledging Gary Gensler's power. The problem is that Gary Gensler hasn't made it clear what is and is not a security, and it's just not clear yet. He kind of wants to call everything a security, and that's not okay. So we're headed in the right direction. Everybody in crypto is freaking out about this today. I don't know if this is a good thing. I don't know if this is a bad thing. It's a thing. It needs to happen. It's going to happen at some point. Let's just see how it plays out. But there's really not much else going on with that story. But I wanted to share it with you guys because everybody in crypto is talking about it today. There's key language you got to be aware of, and it's that conversation around securities. We need to see how the Coinbase versus SEC case plays out, and then maybe we'll get some of this crypto legislation happening. And hopefully, now here's something too you guys got to think about. I'm going to get political. Crypto is going to get political. So there seems to be more pro-crypto people on the right, and there seems to be less pro-crypto people on the left. And so I think it's safe to say that if somebody from the left gets elected or a Democratic candidate gets elected, it's going to be a little more anti-crypto legislation kind of trying to get through the pipeline. And if we're going to have a politician from the right, a Republican kind of come along, we might see a little more pro-crypto legislation. Don't take my word for it. Just kind of look at some of the comments from some of your leaders. You have, for example, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who's anti-Bitcoin, versus Ted Cruz, who's pro-Bitcoin. You have Donald Trump, who talks about never going to have a CBDC. And you have Joe Biden, who's, kind of came out against crypto. And we've seen some legislation that's been a little bit anti-crypto from that party. It's interesting to see play out. It's going to be very important this next election, and it's going to be showing us which direction crypto is headed towards. Is it a pro-crypto or an anti-crypto country? That is going to be something people are voting for in the next election, I think. Generated fake IDs are being claimed to pass crypto KYC. They're selling for $15. That's a pretty cheap fake ID. Now, I don't know what I've never had a fake ID in my life, but I had a friend in college that had a fake ID. Okay, I had a friend in college that had a fake ID, and it was much more expensive than that. But this is very interesting. A lot of people are anti-KYC. KYC means, you input your phone number, you input your email address. Basically, the government wants to be able to track who's utilizing these exchanges so that things don't happen where, terror groups and money laundering and all these things that are happening, they want to be able to catch people. So KYC is meant for catching people. Fake IDs is another way for people to navigate around the KYCs. I personally don't have a problem with KYCs because I'm never doing anything illegal. I have no interest in these, but this is an interesting story that's being talked about. The crazy thing is these are being generated by AI. AI is getting scary good, guys. AI is getting scary good. These Apple Vision Pros are unbelievable. Our technology is getting to a place where it's so exciting, but it's so scary because the scammers are going to be able to use this technology too. I'm sure, you've seen ads that even pop up, unfortunately, on this YouTube channel. They're scammers. So, say, send me a Bitcoin. I'll send you 2 Bitcoin back. Never click on those things, guys. Those are always scams. Don't look at those things. Those are always bad. But this was kind of an interesting story that I want to share with you guys. And AI is being used for crypto hackers. No surprise there. GoDaddy partners with ENS. A lot of people are wondering why ENS is pumping lately, the Ethereum Name Services token. It is partnered up with GoDaddy, so that's the story on that one, guys. Kenneth Kwan says, KYC is counterproductive to DeFi. I believe that's why people are so against it. That's fair, Kenneth, but I'm not talking about KYC for DeFi. I'm just talking about KYC for centralized exchanges. KYC for DeFi, I'm against it. I think you should just be able to do DeFi no matter what. I don't need to do KYC to get a MetaMask, I don't believe at this point. I could be wrong. Let me know. Did you guys have to KYC for your MetaMask? I don't think you have to KYC for your MetaMask. Fair enough. Mr. Planet Prophet says, don't fade on stacks, BTC domain names for ID also. Got to look into that one, personally. Thanks for the comment. Crypto miners last year used the same amount of electricity as all of Australia last year. We are getting back into the FUD cycle for Bitcoin and its environmental effect on pollution. Crypto miners around the world use as much electricity as all of Australia in 2023, the EIA found. Love a 3-letter acronym. Agency, always trustworthy. 100% of the time, you can trust a 3-letter acronym agency. Totally not. But let's look into this. So is this real? Is this legitimate? Well, if it is legitimate, fine. But I want to remind you guys, looking at some statistics from, here's a counter publication, Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index. Let's look at what the emissions are for Bitcoin versus gold and the finance sector. Now, this is back from 2021, so it might be a little different than it is today, but Bitcoin is still very much so being mined. Maybe it's closer to gold now because it's more popular, but arguably, maybe not, because we're using a lot more renewable energy for Bitcoin mining, so I've seen. But Bitcoin is doing less emissions, CO2 emissions, than gold, and then the finance sector by almost tenfold. I mean, let's see here. Yeah, 20-fold, okay? The finance and insurance sector is 20-fold more polluting more? Polluting 200% more than Bitcoin. Guys, I'm having an off day with my brain. I'll tell you, I am not having this day. I don't know what it is. I'm a positive guy. My brain isn't functioning today. I don't know what the scoop is. I didn't have my coffee. Finance and insurance sector is using 200x more electricity. They're emitting 200x more CO2 into the atmosphere than Bitcoin in 2021. Nobody talks about this, guys. Instead, we have three-letter agencies just sharing with us how much pollution Bitcoin does, massive amounts of electricity around the globe. A lot of these sectors use way too much electricity, but nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever complains about the overfishing that's going on in China anymore. Nobody ever complains about the amount of pollution that's going on in China anymore. You just don't even see the headlines on any of this. And not just China, not just picking on one country. All these countries, we're burning fossil fuels. We're burning things left and right. We are doing a lot of pollution. We have a movement for electric vehicles. This is all great, but and there's a movement for, crypto miners to go into renewable energy, and we've been seeing that push. But coming after the electricity is a very petty attack on crypto. I don't know what the goal is with that. It's very, very interesting. I guess to shut it down, because crypto is a risk for the banks. And Federal Chair Jerome Powell just came out recently and warned of the possible rise in bank closures coming up this year. Now, he did say that they're probably going to pivot this year. We're probably going to see 3 rate drops. They're probably going to drop the rate 3 times this year. At least, this is some of the comments we've seen from Fed Chair Powell, but I think they are trying to slow down Bitcoin and crypto adoption, but now that BlackRock and Fidelity are in the picture, it's going to be hard to do. Small banks are probably going to be shutting down. Bigger banks are going to be fighting to grow and acquire other banks and stay strong, but now there's a new competitor out there, and it's not other banks, it's Bitcoin. And we're going to continue to see that battle play out. Right now, the S&P 500 is about flat on the day. Nothing crazy going on with the regular market. But let's talk a little bit about some of these centralized exchanges. Now, I am a big fan of crypto.com. It does not get talked about a lot in the mainstream media. OKX is now the second largest exchange next to Binance, and that makes a lot of sense to me. OKX is doing a tremendous job, guys. They have a Web3 wallet, which is spectacular, and you can interact with Alex Labs and all the DEXs and really just about anything. They're doing a spectacular job with that. Crypto.com also launched their decentralized wallet as well, their DeFi wallet, which is great. Binance has their own wallet. Bitfinex, I don't believe does. Robinhood doesn't. Bybit doesn't. Kraken, I do not believe that they do have a decentralized wallet. This is something that sets Crypto.com apart from the rest. I think that Crypto.com should be probably ranked number 3 next to these other centralized exchanges, Binance and OKX. I think that OKX token is probably a good buy. I think that Crypto.com's token is probably a good buy because I think that these exchanges are going to perform very well. KuCoin is a successful exchange, but they don't have a lot of presence in the DeFi side of things. So this is something where I think Crypto.com should be way bigger than them. I think the KuCoin should be very, very big in this next bull cycle. It's something that I'm personally very excited about. Inevitably, we are going to go into another bull market, and the biggest exchanges are going to take market share. The tokens related to those exchanges are probably going to do well, and the tokens that are listed on those exchanges are going to be the ones that are going to get the most volume when we go parabolic again. You're looking at the all-time chart. I wanted to share with you guys some of these metrics from CoinGecko today, just kind of give you guys an update where we're at. As you can see, back in the 2017 bull market, and then we had the 2018 collapse, it took a long time for another bull market to occur. Then it happened. We had the 2021 bull market. Now we should have quite a while before we see a full-fledged parabolic rally. We've seen moments in bear markets where we've come up and then come back down and then had a massive rally. If you look at the timeline here, you can see we could still have a little while to go before this full-fledged bull market really comes. Bitcoin dominance is slowly losing traction over time. Bitcoin did not hit its highs for its dominance in this last cycle. In fact, over time, it's just kind of losing dominance slowly over time. And I think that you're going to see a lot of altcoins continue to climb up. What's very interesting to see is that Binance is in one of the, it's the fourth biggest cryptocurrency out there. In 2022, it was 5% of the market share. Today, it's only 2.73% of the market share. And back in 2017, it wasn't even in the top 5. And so these top 5 tokens, you can see they continuously move around. Binance kind of entered the scene for the first time in 2018, it seems, really. And then all of a sudden, there was a parabolic rally in the 2021 bull market that was absolutely crazy. And Binance went to the moon. I don't see why that wouldn't happen or couldn't happen with Crypto.com or even OKX or any other good token that has some value out there, that has some utility. I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, Cousin Carl almost missed this chat. You got to get in the chat, friends. By the way, if you guys want to become a member on this channel, we do have members. You can see like Ron Wilson, Marty's highlighted name. You can become a member on this channel. You get access to our private Discord. If you want to take advantage of the volatilities in this crypto market as we're approaching a bull cycle, you can sign up for Femex using our link down below. You get some free money when you sign up, when you deposit into Femex. Lately, Black C's been doing a little bit more leverage trading and having a lot of fun with that. So if you guys want to try some trades, Femex is one that we're partnered up with in the link in the description down below. But DeFi market cap, just like the overall market cap for crypto, is way down, and eventually this is going to come back up. And there's going to be new players. Now, think about this, guys. We look at what happened with the DeFi total value. It was way, way higher, guys. It was up to, what, $175 billion locked up in crypto DeFi overall. What you need to know is that Kronos chain wasn't even a thing back in 2020. It came out in 2021, right at the peak of the bull cycle. Meanwhile, this is a rank 14 chain. A lot of these chains, guys, Kava maybe, Cardano is arguably way undervalued right now. Even potentially, some of these other ones, Ronin, we've been seeing moving, Mantle, a lot of these layer 1, layer 2 solutions, a lot of these weren't even around in the past, and we don't even know what they're going to do in this next cycle. And inevitably, when things just go parabolic, people go in buying frenzies, and these chains go absolutely insane. This moment is maybe what we're seeing right here, okay? This might be equivalent to this. We still have all of this to come. And we're going to keep an eye on all these different chains out there. And got a shout out to Tether as well. More money's coming into this crypto market. Money's being put on the sidelines in the form of Tether, getting ready for a crypto bull market. It is coming, guys. Altcoin market cap is, altcoins are a little weaker than Bitcoin right now, but we're just kind of in a holding pattern, waiting, guys, waiting. I do want to talk a little bit about Solana. So this was a very interesting story. So first up, Phantom flipped Coinbase for daily App Store downloads recently. That is not surprising because Solana has been being talked about left, right, center by everybody. Everybody loves Solana right now, and everybody's talking about Solana. And if you don't, I don't understand how you haven't used Solana yet. There's a lot to love. But there is something that I had a problem with in the past, and it's this. Solana network restarts after outage that lasted 5 hours. They had a complete outage on the network, and this whole layer 1 solution had to restart and go dark completely. Couldn't even use it. Couldn't access your funds. That is one of the biggest problems with Solana. What happened to the price on Solana? Nothing. It's down 1% today. It's holding very, very strong. Very, very strong indeed. And again, you're looking at a chain that has blackouts on it, and it's very fast, right? It's a very fast chain. Ron Wilson gifting 5 memberships in the chat. Thanks for the love. Congratulations, Mr. Planet Profit, John316, Deej, Steph, and 360 Odyssey. A lot of familiar names there. Congratulations, guys. Get access to the private Discord. Thanks for the love, Ron, for being Santa Claus on those gifted memberships. You never know, guys. If you are in the chat on one of these live streams, you might just be gifted a membership. But let's talk a little bit about these blackouts on Solana. Solana is at a $1.6 billion total value locked up in its chain, and it has blackouts. Kronos came out in 2021, and there's a variety of other chains that are newer. And, you know, another one here I'll talk about. Stacks has been around for a little bit, but it's now getting built up in a big way. I'm bullish on Bitcoin DeFi. I think Stacks is going to make it into the top 20, maybe even into the top 10 of DeFi in terms of total value locked up, which means the Stacks token is going to do well. I think the Kronos token is going to do well. A lot of these things just don't have the community hype behind them because we haven't been into a parabolic FOMO portion of the bull cycle. There's always been a lot of hype around Solana. The NFTs were super huge last bull cycle. It went down to $8. People thought it was dead, and then it had a parabolic recovery. Then we had Bonk. Then we had the meme coin season on Solana. This isn't going to be a Solana-only bull run. There's going to be other competitors that come up. And just like this chart shows you guys, when you look at DeFi total value in the crypto space, you're going to see this thing go parabolic again. We're probably going to break all-time highs, and it's not just going to be flowing into Solana. It's going to be flowing into a lot of other chains, which is why we talk about it all here on this channel, whether it's Avalanche, Solana, Binance even. I mean, I've kind of been staying away from Binance because of the CEO thing and everything's going on there. Kronos, Cardano. I want to look at it all. I want to pick a bunch of different tokens for this bull cycle because there's going to be a lot of winners and there's going to be some losers, inevitably. But congratulations to those members, guys. It's good to see. Good to see Ron Wilson gifting those memberships yet again. Now, another one, too, I want to remind you guys of is we just saw the story that Solana, the network that has blackouts, was flipping Coinbase in terms of downloads on the App Store. Well, look back at what happened back in 2021. That's what you're looking at right now. If you see, I don't know why that's doing that. That's kind of annoying. But you can see back to 2021 in the US, Coinbase was number 2. Crypto.com was number 3. I don't know why that's happening. Very strange. Coinbase was number 2. Crypto.com was number 3. In Canada, Crypto.com was in the top 5. In the UK, it was not in Brazil. It was number 2. It was even bigger than Coinbase in the UK. Crypto.com was. Crypto.com was in the top 5 in France, top 4 in Germany, and didn't make the cut in Russia. Going to be very interesting to see in this next bull cycle, not only what DeFi projects get the most volume, but which apps get the most downloads. Right now, we're seeing a lot of downloads on Phantom, but I think we're going to see a lot of downloads for Crypto.com in the future, and it's going to be very interesting to see if Crypto.com can launch their U.S. exchange. We're heading into a bull cycle, guys, and things are going to get very bullish. I'm really excited for it. I think a lot of good things are going to be coming. Let's look at this tweet. Now, this is a very interesting take that I wanted to share with you guys because I kind of agree with this guy. I don't even know who this is. Charles Edwards, shout out to you, brother. But says, if Bitcoin's post-halving returns are the same as 2020, we are looking at a 280K Bitcoin next year. We'll see about that. 2025, can we get a 280K Bitcoin? I think it's possible. But what I really agree with is this. You might reasonably argue that this cycle's returns are less than 2020. However, this is the part I believe. I believe the 2020 cycle performance was mediocre and an outlier. This is what I wanted to talk about. If you look back at the 2020 bull cycle, when we went parabolic in 2020 and 2021, and we had kind of our little double peak, it was very strange. We were in a time where there was a global pandemic, supply chains were crazy, the Fed was printing money like you couldn't even believe. There was a lot of manipulation going on in crypto prices, and it was a very strange time. Then we had the FTX collapse. It was a strange cycle because traditionally what we saw is not a double peak type top. We saw more of like a bubble kind of pop, right? And we didn't quite get a bubble pop. We kind of got like a bubble that kind of popped. It came back up and then it died off. And it was very strange. And I do think that it was a mediocre performance and an outlier. And I think there's a strong chance in this next bull cycle that we see more of that parabolic rally again and kind of a bubble pop. But even when that bubble pops, I don't think we're going to be coming back down to $20,000 again. I think maybe we're going to be coming back down to maybe closer to $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for the lows, because now we've got institutional investors getting into this space. BlackRock and Fidelity now own over $6 billion worth of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And I think that we're going to have an epic bull market, but it doesn't have to happen overnight. We are waiting. We got to be patient. Recently, the first ever president who embraced Bitcoin was just reelected. This is a good look for Bitcoin and crypto. I'm really excited for the future of this asset class. That's why we're doing YouTube videos every single day, like a bunch of crazy people talking about these magical internet currencies daily in an obsessive way. We believe that this technology is incredible. We believe that there's an immense amount of money coming into this space. You don't have to believe it. You have to see it, is what you have to see. And you see BlackRock and Fidelity with, $6 billion worth of Bitcoin now? Absolutely incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. It's so good to see. It's so good to see. Let's see what's going on in the chat. How we doing, folks? How we doing, friends? I want to see how everybody's doing out there in the chat. Let me go to some Bitcoin action. Let's check out the Bitcoin chart and just see what's going on right now. And do a little check-in. Kaboom. All right, guys. All right, guys. If you're just joining us, welcome, everybody. Make sure you smash the like button. It's the number one thing you can do to support the channel. My brain is malfunctioning today, which is why I can't even speak. But the show must go on. The show must go on. Mr. Planet Prophet says we don't need the government's fake BTC money to prevail. Are you talking about the government's pumping Bitcoin? I don't know if it was the government's pumping Bitcoin. I think everybody's just taking their money they got from the government when we printed it and buying Bitcoin and just buying everything. The stock market was at highs. The Bitcoin prices went up. But very weird. It was a very weird double top. This was such a weird move that we saw in this last cycle. Bitcoin went up to its high, came down 50%, 54% in the middle of a bull market, rallied back up 120%, 130, and then came back down and died. What was that from the high to the low for Bitcoin? What was our total detriment? Bitcoin came down 80% from its highs. That's what you see, guys. That's why we got to plan to take profits. They will try to own as much as they can for control. Yeah, well, I mean, that's definitely a thing. It's so exciting to see BlackRock and Fidelity in this market, but it is also scary because then comes more manipulation potentially. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. Ron Wilson said, that article makes me want to buy more miners, talking about mining pollution. Ron, do you have miners? Are you mining Bitcoin? Are you mining cryptocurrency? Let me know. I'm looking at what else is going on. The left is being controlled by big banks, says Ron Wilson. I don't know. I definitely think that politicians are bought. I don't know if it's just the left. I think the left, the right. I think that politicians, period. Politicians are bought and paid for. It doesn't have to be a party thing. It's just a politician thing. Unfortunately. I have a hard time believing either side of the aisle. I definitely lean one way or another. I'm not going to reveal to you guys exactly what that is. That's not the point. The point is that I remain a skeptic of every single politician that opens his or her mouth, period. Because I like to remain a skeptic. Same thing with my investments. I like to remain a skeptic. What if we're wrong? What if we're wrong? You got to always look at that, guys. UNDFTD says, Alex Coin is not a BRC20. You are 100% correct, UNDFTD. I should be more careful when I speak about it. It is a Stacks token, but it is a place where you can go buy and sell BRC20 tokens and STX20 tokens, Stacks tokens versus Bitcoin tokens. I know what you're saying, brother. Thanks for the call out there. Lee48 says, Crow keeps dropping. That's all right. Crow coin is doing exactly what I expect it to do. which is nothing until all of a sudden, it's going to hit a bottom versus BTC, and then we're looking out for some kind of rally like that. 1,100% rally versus Bitcoin. It's on the table, guys. We might see it right now. Crow versus the dollar is struggling a little bit. Looking out at the 4-hourly candles. Auto fit the data to the screen. So boring. I know, guys. So boring. It is just not the time of altcoins. There are altcoins that are performing right now, but majority of them aren't. Majority of them aren't. Let's see what else we got going on here, folks. Anth says, I got myself locked into a life routine this year. Work, gym, DCA, but most importantly, family time. I love that, man. I'm going to pin that comment right there, Anth. I love what you're saying, man. Good to see you, McLovin, by the way. I just see you joined. Absolutely love that. I've got myself locked into a life routine this year. Work, gym, DCA. This morning, I did my 15 cold calls for the day. Actually, I did like 25 this morning. I already walked about a mile on my little treadmill under the desk. I'm doing my live stream. I'm probably going to go on a little run here in the afternoon. I ate some breakfast. And then later tonight, yes, I will spend some time with my wife. I will also spend some time. Maybe my father's actually coming by tonight. Tuesdays, he worked close by me. So, maybe he'll come by for a beer and we'll chat a little bit. Maybe, who knows? My dad's been walking too. Yeah, we are trying to do. Emmy's asking about the pain in my side. Oh, Emmy, that's such a good question. So, guys, you might be wondering, what the heck is Emmy talking about? I had a pain in my side while I was live streaming, and it was freaking me out. It turned out that I pulled a muscle, okay? So what that really did is it kind of got my butt into shape, and I've been running, I've been walking every day, and I feel a lot better. I thought I had something else going on, whether it was a kidney stone or something even worse. It's like my intestine. It's nothing. It's all just in my head, and I pulled a muscle. I was hurt, but I just pulled a muscle. I'm okay, but thanks for checking in. Appreciate that. And thanks for the comment, UNDFTD. No, that was a great comment you had, and so I appreciate the love, man. Thanks. Mr. Planet Profit and UNDFTD, bullish on that BRC20 ecosystem, and I hope you guys are enjoying that. I'm trying to cover some of that content. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek, okay? Later today, well, I'm not going to show you the screen, but later today, I will be doing a video on Welsh, which is a meme coin that I'm very bullish on. I do think it's potential 100x meme token on BRC20. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this token. I don't own the token yet. I probably will be buying some. I don't know when. I don't know how much yet. I got to figure it out, but I'm just starting to dig in and kind of get myself ready. I'm still researching. I'm still getting ready, seeing what the hype is out there. Ron Wilson says, make sure you cherish all the time you can with your dad once he's gone. It won't be the same ever again. Ron Wilson, amen to that, brother. We got to cherish all the ones that we love because you never know how long they're around. Man, I hate thinking of those days. I love my family. I got some great parents. I got some great siblings. I got great friends. I feel very blessed. So yeah, I think it's important that we appreciate the ones that are in our lives at all times. It's not just about these charts and the charts going up. That's certainly going to make our lives a little bit better, but it's not going to make your life complete. People that win the lottery still are usually actually their life falls apart. So we got to be careful. We can't get too greedy. All of a sudden your portfolio goes from 50K to 400K. I want you guys to keep your head screwed on tight. I want you to stay reasonable. I don't want you going out and going to the casino and gambling $5,000 a go, just because you think you hit it rich and you think money's so easy. We have to appreciate our loved ones. We have to appreciate how hard it is to make $1, and we have to appreciate our time, all right? So good to take a break, zoom out, go on a run, clear your mind, stay active. I like what I'm hearing in this chat today. I like what you guys got going on. Jesse Dunn, keep the BRC content coming. I'm glad that you like that, Jesse Dunn. Glad to hear it. What are you buying, Jesse? Let me know in the comments down below. McLovin says, I figured out that I broke fingers in my knuckle. What'd you do, bro? What'd you do, McLovin? What happened, man? Were you pressing buy too hard? Buy! I must buy Welsh! Were you pressing the buy button too hard? You broke your knuckle and you bought some Bitcoin, DCA? John 3:16, blessings to you, brother. Thanks. Wait, Brandon, what? I don't know what they don't get crypto. What? Lottery winners lose their money because they don't hodl. Well, something like that, Marty. Something like that. I don't know what the story is. I got to watch a documentary on that. It's always blown my mind. Oh my gosh, McLovin. Wait a minute. We got some drama going on in the chat, guys. McLovin Crow, his girlfriend, hit him with a metal baseball hat on purpose or on accident? Because McLovin, maybe we got to, get you out on the market. Find another lady for you out there that doesn't beat you with a baseball bat, maybe, huh? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. See, this is what you come to the crypto report for. You're going to get some price updates, you're going to get some news, and then you're going to get anything. You have no idea whether you're going to talk about chicken piccata or I'm going to start baying like a sheep. You never know what you're going to get here at the crypto report. Broken fingers from girlfriends with baseball bats. Yowza. You can only keep focused and Jesus not gambling. I like what you're saying, John. I like what you're saying. McLovin says we were at a Smash place where you break stuff in a room. Oh my gosh. All right, so it sounds like you got a pretty fun one. That's okay. It was an accident. This is good to see. You're making this chat go crazy. He says, one missed swing right by my knuckles. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Where do you find a Smash place? That sounds so fun. I would love to do that. I've never heard of that. I would love to crash a couple lamps. Beckenbauer, good to see you in the chat. All right, I'm going to let you guys in on a secret, okay? I don't know if I shared this out loud, but I definitely told Oscar Ramos this. So, Oscar, if you're watching, you can get a chuckle on this too. I think I told you this when we did our last collab. But he was coming on our channel to do like a live stream, and I'm really passionate about everything that I do. Everything that I do in life, whether it's my marriage, whether it's my fitness, whether it's my crypto, whether it's my crypto channel, whether it's my friendship, whatever it is, I'm very passionate. So I had Oscar Ramos on the channel one day, and we were going to do a live stream. And you guys might have seen this. I went live, and I had Oscar, and you could see his face on screen, but I couldn't get the audio to work. And I was so embarrassed because Oscar's got like 5 times more subscribers than us right now. Actually, I think it's a little less. I think he's got like 3 times more subscribers than us right now, but he's got an incredibly successful channel. And so it's really nice to collab with other influencers out there. And Oscar's great people. I've really enjoyed working with him and talking with him a little bit. But his audio, I couldn't get it to work. It was all on me. And so I'm kind of getting around to the story about this whole Smash place that you had, McLovin. I'm not a very destructive guy. I don't have a lot of anger. I'm a very positive guy, but I'm very passionate about my channel. So I kind of had to let Oscar go because I couldn't get the audio to work. And when I ended the stream, I was so frustrated. I punched a hole in my door. I punched a hole straight through my door. The problem is it wasn't my door. It was actually my wife's, my wife at the time. She was my wife. I was thinking if she was my fiance or my wife. Punched a hole in my door. And it was actually her grandmother's place that we were staying. I felt terrible. I fixed the door. I replaced the door. What a crazy thing. So maybe I need to go to a Smash room and take out some anger. I don't know. I didn't make enough cold calls. Bah. Why didn't I buy bonk? Bah. Smash some lamps. I should have. I like it. Beckenbauer, it's good to see you, brother. Remember the good times, McLovin? Oh, Tony Soprano. That's good. I like that show. It's a good show. Real name is effortlessgold.crow. All right. 2J3. 2J3, by the way, he's got the best Kronos chimps. Nobody's got better Kronos chimps than 2J3. I'll tell you that. I got to check this out, though. Okay. Maybe I got to move to Florida. I'm in the Midwest. We don't have Smash rooms down here. McLovin's asking, are you bullish on Top Dog's NFTs for the Corgi AI stuff? Maybe. Yeah, just NFTs are kind of boring right now. We need Kronos to get more exciting, do better. Inevitably, I think it will. So I'm getting ready for that, but we'll see how it plays out. I don't have any of the Top Dog NFTs, but I'll probably get some. I don't have any Corgi AI tokens right now either, but there you go. Learn how to throw knives accurately. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That is so cool. So guys, you never know what you're going to get here at the Crypto Report. We're talking about knife throwing, smashing rooms, punching holes in doors, which is very, very much unlike me. very much unlike me, which is why I kind of want to share with you guys, because it was like, I feel like a lot of young men have punched a hole in their drywall before. I just never did. I just don't. I don't get angry like that. I go on a vigorous run, and I'm not. I love running. I don't run all the time, but I do love it. I do love it. Usually, I come off of a run and my mind is clear. In fact, I got to go for a run here this afternoon. I'm gonna go here in a bit. Oser just bought a violin. Very cool. I love to hear it. I got my my violin right here. But it's a guitar, and I don't nearly play it enough. I'm telling you, guys. I gotta play it more. So, Bitcoin, $43,100 right now. Alex Labs is kind of having a little move up today, which is decent to see. I am so bullish on this thing, guys. I am so, shout out, by the way, to, well, I'll get there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Brian says it is a quiet day in crypto. Yeah, Brian, we're live for the sake of being live. Did a couple stories. The Solana blackout is the big story. It is absolutely amazing. This price action that is holding up right now. That's my English. I don't think it's a very good English one. For Solana, it's really amazing. With the blackout, here it is. I mean, it's green for the last 2 days. Through a blackout, you've got green. That's incredible strength that this thing is showing. I guess I'm lagging a little bit. It's okay. I don't know. I got my Ethernet cord. I shouldn't be lagging, but maybe I am. Brian's asking me, what do I think of Grok? Let me look into Grok. I don't know. I don't know anything about Grok. I've heard a lot about Grok. I've never looked into it. Let's see. McLovin's anger comes from technological frustration. If your anger comes from technological frustration, then it is a miracle that you are into crypto. Which Grok am I looking at, guys? Somebody tell me which Grok. First one or second one or third one or fourth one? Somebody tell me in the chat, and I'll look at it. John316 says, hey, Kip, you get Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee yet? No, I'm out of coffee. John, okay. John, do I buy this on Amazon? Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. If it's on Amazon, I'm ordering it tonight. I promise, because I'm out of coffee. I need coffee, and I'll try just about anything. I don't really care. Okay, so let's look at Grok here. We got it. Thanks, Brian. How is Solana so good? Even based on how centralized it is, centralization is not that bad since the airdrops are much better. Every chain has different transaction time, different costs, different amount of centralization and decentralization. There's going to be a lot of winners. Don't know the exact answer to your question, but people are buying it. So you're kind of following the crowd. If you use the apps, you know how good it is. The blackouts are concerning, but let's look at this Grok thing. So doesn't show the market cap, which is kind of a bummer. Let's look at the all-time chart here. So this thing goes back to November of 2023. Way down from its highs. This thing was all the way up to 2.8 cents. Currently 10. It's a 10x. 10x back to previous all-time highs. What is Grok? I have no idea. It's on HTX, which I think is a horrible rebranding for Huobi. Why would you get one syllable away from FTX? MEXC, BitGet, LBank, not on Binance, not on OKX, it looks like. It's on a lot of different exchanges, though. It's on Jupiter. What is Grok? Oh, it's a meme. Oh, it's a meme based off of the XAI product that Elon Musk launched. Okay. Yeah. It'll probably get a pump. Oh man, I can't believe I'm going to talk about it. Ben.eth came back, guys. He's back on Twitter. I sold all my PSYOP. I missed like 4x pump from the lows. I don't really care. I got my money out of PSYOP. I'm done with it. It's over for me. I'm out. That guy, in my book, is a scammer. You can't disappear for months, and get, he get banned from Twitter and all this. It's It's no bueno. He insults his community. I'm not a fan. Ben.eth, if for some reason you watch this or somebody grabs this clip, I'm done with you, man. But his meme coin pumped. I'm going to use it as an example. If that coin can pump, you could certainly get a pump out of nowhere off of Grok. Can we get back to previous all-time highs? Who knows, guys? But every single coin out there, if you catch a bottom, you can catch a pump just about, as long as it's not a complete scam if it's a rug. But the thing is Grok could absolutely be a rug. People hear Elon Musk coughed. And then there's going to be like a coin that comes out. It's called like Elof coin. It's like Elon coughs coin. Elof. There you go. There's the new meme of the day. This is how memes work. And so just be careful with this stuff, guys. Okay. Mr. Planet Profit, you said it exactly right. And then you laughed about it. It's all memes are a grok of, you said it. I try to keep it PG. Kronos APR increase. Did it happen? Kronos APR increase. Todd, did it occur? Did we get it yet? I know they talked about it. It's coming. It's not here yet, I don't believe, but it's coming. Let me know. Did it come yet? McLevin says, I promise you, if there are any younger folks in here, stop drinking energy drinks. Those rug pulls are your future. Some people need caffeine after forever to function. I need caffeine. I'm not functioning today. Poke Bros is a big crow bowl. I love to see it. I'm big bull on crow as well. Got a huge bag of it. I'm waiting for the bull market. I'll tell you exactly how many crow coins I have. And that's how many crow coins that I have. And so I'll tell you guys, the amount of crow coins that I have is that's how many crow coins that I have. So now you know. I hope you guys like that. Todd Lamex actually reporting on some pretty decent news here. Let's see what's going on. So apparently the Kronos APY is approved. So let's see what's going on and what is, I'm going to go to Twitter here and I'm going to see if anything's happening on Twitter with this. Do you guys like that? I'm sorry, guys. I had to have a little bit of fun. I didn't even say the number because you guys can read lips probably. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love you guys. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. I'm trying to find Kronos. And they say that it is approved. Let's check it out. So here's the Kronos page. The verdict is in 11 hours ago. Yes, to turn up the tap on rewards and proceeding with an increase in Crow incentives. So we don't know exactly what the APR is going to be. Do we have any guesses? What do we think that the APR is going to be for Kronos? This was a great one. I loved this one. Social media interactions. Kronos is getting ready. We're getting ready for that bull cycle, guys. So this is huge news, guys. What you need to know with this story, and thank you so much, Todd, for bringing this to light for me. I didn't realize this passed. Just 11 hours ago here, the verdict is 98% voted. They are going to increase the staking yield for people on the Kronos POS chain. Proof of staking is what that stands for. Proof of staking, not piece of staking. Like some people joke about. It's funny. But very good. Very good to see. All right, folks. That's all I got in this one. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We've been here for an hour. I think we did good. McLovin says at the end, I heard blank million. Oh, did you? I don't know. I thought I was muted. We'll see. I will eventually tell you guys we're having a lot of fun. And thinks we're going to get 8 to 10% yield on these APYs for the Kronos chain. I think, I think it's going to be right around there. I agree with you. Maybe it's more. Who knows? I'd love to see that. That's all I got for you guys in this one. Thanks for joining, everybody. As always, I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more crypto content. And as always, folks, you got to remember to DCA, HODL. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. I love y'all. John 3:16. I'm buying Blue Mountain Coffee. I'm going to give it a go. I'll see you next time, y'all. Peace.